Hey guys, so as you all know, I am doing the shadow work. And for those of you that have misplaced hurt, misplaced just trauma, a lack of understanding, a lack of clarity onto who you are, I am here to help you find yourself. For those of you that know, I don't really communicate with my kids. I am in the best spot mentally, spiritually, emotionally to communicate with my kids and to have the healthy relationship that I deserve, but there are obstacles and I understand, to leave everything in God's hands. But I'm working on pretty much a healing. I want to be able to heal my bloodline, to heal my kids. I may not be physically in their lives, but they have access to social media, so they can watch this. All right, so a lot of us, I'm going to start at the very beginning. A lot of us didn't have our mothers in our lives, and I took some notes. So we ask ourselves throughout our lives, why? Why wasn't my mother in my life? Okay? I grew up without my mom in my life. I felt abandoned, forgotten, alone. I was told my mom struggled with addiction and lacked a moral compass and just left us, right? This is what I was told. I didn't trust what anyone told me. I just wanted my mom. I can remember a period in my childhood when my biological mother wanted to see me. My stepmother tried to balance the scales. My stepmother was compassionate, wasn't perfect, but she tried to understand all sides of the situation. We made it to a family court mediator to try and reunite my mother and I, but my father was outraged when he found out, so it never happened. All right? So it never happened. It took me 38 years to realize there are three sides to every story. In this case, my father's side, my mother's side, and then the truth. It would have been cool, guys, to be able to sit with both of my parents and talk it out, just talk it out, so that growing up wouldn't have been so confusing. Okay, guys, I say this now because in a perfect world, we would have been given that opportunity. But I've realized that every single thing that has happened in our lives is divinely orchestrated. God knew how it was going to pan out, right? But yeah, it caused not having my mother in my life caused a lot of confusion. Not knowing her side of the story really caused a lot of confusion. I felt unwanted. I felt abandoned. I felt like I just wasn't worth it, And I know that my kids probably feel this, oh gosh, yes, they feel this way a lot of the times when they're struggling, And I don't want this for them. This is why I'm making this video, so that I can get it out here. This is what they call shadow work, okay? Because our kids deserve to know the truth, okay? They deserve the tools that we've acquired throughout our journey to heal, okay? So this is where I'm going with it. I didn't know my biological mother. I didn't know where I came from. I would see people on the outside with their moms and, all this, that, and the other. And I wanted that, I wanted it. And I blamed my mom for a lot, And every time I try to ask my father about my mother, he would get so angry with me. And I'm learning, guys, is that he got angry because he felt shameful. He was upset. There was a time in his life that he truly loved my mother, truly loved her. He just didn't know how to talk about it. I truly believe that he wished that he would have handled things differently, because we all struggle. But this is where Guys, when I think, I get to thinking. Not for a second or a moment in my life did I forget about my kids. I love them all heartedly. I just was not, I wasn't right. It wasn't time for me to be the mother that my kids needed at the time, you know? It wasn't time. I wasn't healthy. Um, but I'm seeing a generational curse. I'm seeing something that has happened throughout my bloodline. And this has occurred one, two, three, so far 3 times. And I pray to God that I can stop it here so that my daughter doesn't go through it, you know, or my son doesn't go through it. So yeah, my father is not alive, so I can't get his side of the story now, you know? But I've learned to be so compassionate and understanding to the full picture, to the big picture. I've learned that we all have hiccups, we all screw up, you know, and it's all about whether or not you're willing to put the work in to become the mother or the protector that your kids truly need, guys. I think right now I'm having a problem with, my main hiccup is just the people on the other side that don't see the world or the how important it is to reunite, you know, the kids with the parents when they're doing good, you know, and they truly are the protectors that their kids always need. That's where I'm just like, ugh, you know, and it is unfair. But yeah, so as I said, I wish I would have been able to sit with both my parents and have that true conversation. And I wouldn't have had all the confusion. My daughter wouldn't have had all the confusion. Because I look at it this way. My biological mother, she didn't have anyone to look up to, anyone to help her. You know, I followed in her footsteps, but the difference between her and I is I got clean. You know, I wanted more. I wanted better. But this is the generational curse, y'all. It travels through your bloodline. So what do we do? How do we fix this? How do we end it? And we gotta fight. We gotta speak up. We got to unconditionally love. And we got to, I don't care what platforms you're on, make it on every single platform. Because your kids, one day, they will see the video. They will see the truth. You know? So yeah, we're breaking these curses. We don't want our kids to struggle like we did. We don't want our kids to have to go, or to struggle with addiction. My God, this is why it's so important to be transparent, all right? Just be transparent. Just be honest. Okay, we slip up, we mess up. Yes, there was... The difference between me and both my baby daddies, and I'm going to say this, is that not for a second did I wish anything bad on them. Even my son's father, I did everything in my power to drive to Columbus, Georgia to take my son there so that he would have that relationship with his father, right? I was that person that pushed it, right? Even with let me get my dog up here. Even with my son's Mimi, I would call them and I would beg them, like I pretty much would be like, okay, don't cancel on him. You know, it's the holidays. My son he really honestly didn't want to go over there, but I pushed it, you know, because I believe in family. Guys, this is where, come here, boo-boo. Come here. This is where, when they say chosen, guys, you have a chosen person in your bloodline. This is real talk. Somebody that is completely, all-heartedly compassionate, that is a truth seeker, a truth speaker, a lover of everyone, and that person that truly wants to balance the scales fairly, justly. I'm a Libra, you know. But this is why they call us chosen, because we were chosen to go through the trials and the tribulations and just the chaos, because God knew that we would come out on the other side, right? And we are the curse breakers. We are the generational curse breakers. We are the ones that, we're not followers, we're leaders, and we're here to break the chains, guys. So if you have somebody in your family that tries to reunite or compassionately tries to have a conversation with you, an understanding conversation, a truthful one. Don't take these people for granted, because these people are the ones that connect all the dots. These people are the healers in your bloodlines, in your families. Okay, we balance the scales. But guys, this video is so important because, y'all, I don't want my daughter or my son to go through the shit that I've gone through, you know? And a lack of understanding, you know, because the adults don't want to heal their misplaced hurt, okay? Or maybe they've lied so much about, like, the baby mama or the baby daddy, or they lied so much that they feel the shame, they feel the guilt, they feel the remorse, they're starting to feel, because this is what's happening right now. They can't face you. But guys, it's not about us, it's about the kids, right? So in order for you, we gotta do the shadow work. We gotta come clean. We got to understand that we're not always right. And you gotta be fair. And you gotta be truthful. Y'all, I've admitted to so much shit that I've done in my past because I wanted that weight off of my shoulders. I was just like, why? I don't want it, you know? And I sleep good at night. But I'm understanding that my baby daddies, I don't even like saying that, it's kind of ghetto, have lied on my character, you know? Have lied on my character to my kids. And the people that have my son have lied on my character, and it was their ulterior motives, you know? This world can be very unfair. But you know that the evil in the world doesn't want the reunification. The evil in the world doesn't want the peace. The evil in the world never searches for a solution. They create more problems. That is the evil in the world. The evil in the world will gaslight you, will push you to the side, will make excuses, will manipulate you, make you feel like you are crazy. This is the evil, the low vibration in the world, y'all. The God in the world brings people together, okay? The God in the world understands the whole story, everyone's side, compassionately, without judgment. But the evil in the world divides. And so, guys, if you're able to right your wrongs right now with your children and even your baby mamas or baby daddies, and just come clean, genuinely, compassionately, okay, realize where you went wrong, because none of us are perfect. You need to do it because you're affecting your children. And that will trickle down to their children. The worst abuse I've learned is just the lack of clarity, the lack of knowing. That is the worst abuse to me, you know? And this is why you got to give all control to God. But, guys, I can't be manipulated anymore. I see people for who they are now. This is how I broke my curse. And this is just one of the hundreds of curses that I've had on my bloodline, you know, that trickled down onto me. I decided that I was going to do the work. My mother, she didn't do the work. She wasn't strong enough. I decided that I would take accountability. My mother, she ran. And we're different. I decided that I was sick and tired of being sick and tired of the life that I was living. My mother, she played the victim, okay? It's not who we are. My bloodline is so strong. That's not who I am, okay? And my kids are not gonna feel like that. They're gonna know their bloodline, and they're gonna know how strong they are, okay? So yeah, this is how you break a generational curse. You face it. You don't run from your shadow. This is just a little bit of my shadow work for today that I want to share with you guys, because I'm not the only one that my kids are not in my life. You know? I would have stayed where I was if there wasn't abuse, if there wasn't addiction. You know, but I had to be an addict at that time because that was part of my calling. Okay, I had to learn from that because the generation before me did not learn, did not break the chains of addiction. So I had to sacrifice being a mother to cleanse that curse, to break it so that my kids wouldn't have to repeat that. So I accepted that. I answered the call. Okay? Do you get what I'm saying? It's really cool. It's really cool. It's sad that you have better understanding. You don't want your daughter to have to sacrifice being a mother because she's struggling with addiction or alcoholism or just mental issues, okay? Do it for your kids. Do it for your bloodline, all right? That was powerful. I feel good about that. But yeah. So guys, we have to be honest of where we fucked up in our lives. We have to be honest. We can't, you know what gets the baby daddies is their pride, is their ego. They put on this facade, you know, they were like, just literally played victim for many years and lied on a lot of these baby mothers to people. I don't even give a fuck what people think anymore because I know my truth, right? But they're gonna have to have those ego deaths. They're gonna have to, they really are. If they care anything about their kids, they're gonna have to heal themselves so that it doesn't trickle down, you know? But yeah, so this is part of my calling. This is what I have to do. So I like the point that I made about sacrifice it sucked, y'all, but it was either literally life or death. If I stayed where I was at and continued to do drugs, if I would have stayed where I was at, that abortion appointment that was set for me to have an abortion with my daughter, she wouldn't be here right now. So yes, I sacrificed me being a mother so that my daughter could live. Okay? I sacrificed me being in her life so that eventually and finally the chains were broken. I got sober and I became the person that I am today. Okay? When the injustice comes around, though, this is when it's really unjust. When you have people that are still trying to divide, when you are the healthiest, most emotionally stable, mentally stable, physically, everything well-rounded human being, and people are playing God in your life, and they still keep your kids away from things. That sucks, you know? It sucks, but these people are getting what they deserve right now. And guys, I want to tell you this. If you continue to block someone's blessings, or, you know, when somebody worked so hard to be that mom, you know, that her kids need, God will grant that mom that was not in those kids' lives an additional 50 years onto their life. Because eventually, in divine timing, you're going to be in your kids' lives. So you're going to get that vitality. You're going to age backwards, and your spirit is going to be so childlike. Life is going to be wonderful. You just got to be patient. You just got to be patient. Did you hear that though? That was powerful. So keep the faith, keep the hope. Look at my baby. Look, he just is so comfortable with me. Guys, life gets better. But yes, you have to work on communicating. If you cannot communicate, even with people that you disagree with, you have to understand that it's okay to disagree. You just have to communicate. Because if you don't communicate, you're not only hurting yourself, you're hurting your bloodline, you're hurting your children. Guys, we want our kids to grow up to be better than us, smarter than us, more beautiful than us, okay? More wiser than us. Yeah, that was my spell. Let's break these generational curses together. together, man.
I love you.
Bye.